What's up guys? Today, I will be ranking all of the strongest Battlegrounds moves. I won't be including KJ, Gojo, and the Crab Boss because they aren't the main characters. I won't be using the last two tiers. It is a pretty mid list, and I will probably make an updated one in the future. Skip to 1327 if you want to skip all the yapping, and look at the final list. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Without further ado, let's get started. First is Normal Punch, and I'm gonna put it in C tier. It does high damage, but is also limited to its close range and no combo extending. Consecutive Punches is going into D tier. It can combo extend, but it's short-ranged and can be easily punished if you miss it. Shove is going into B tier since it can combo with almost everything on Saitama's moveset. Its ability to make a true combo is really good, but it can't go into a tier because of its small range. Uppercut is really good for combo extending, but can get punished by the evasive. Death Counter is going into the S+ tier since enemies literally can't fight back if you have ultimate activate. Table Flip is going into C tier because it can one-shot and can avoid evasive. People can still walk out or use ultimate to avoid it, though, so you're gonna need to be very precise. Serious Punch is B tier because you gain all your HP back if you aim it at a crowd. You gain invincibility frames when ulting and using Serious Punch, so it's basically like any other ult awakening. During situations where there is nobody else like ranked or private servers though, Serious Punch would be in D tier because it requires the enemy to use their evasive and have no ult. Omni is just a worser version of Serious Punch. It has small range, limited to one person, and still needs someone's evasive already used. There's really nothing to Flowing Water other than it being able to block, break, and stun multiple enemies. Down slams and combo extending are risky with this move, but is possible, and the low range also makes it a little bad. Pretty alright move overall. Lethal Whirlwind is also not good nor bad. Very good for combo extending, but not true though. Hunter's Grasp is B tier since it can also combo extend and good for mixes. You do need someone to be ragdolled and M1 after for all of this to work though. Praise Peril is a counter and can be combo extended if you use the Hunter's Grasp tech after. It honestly depends on how you use it that affect how good it is. Water Steam Rock Smashing is really good for a quick combo and extending it. Its cons are the same as Consecutive Punches, but sometimes this move can bring the enemy back if they evasive too late. Final Hunt does a lot of damage quickly, and the Water Stream Rock Smashing into Final Hunt is the most true combo. It is one of the few moves that can bypass both armor and counters. You do need to 100% hit it though, or else it would be useless since you can't combo off the missed version. Rock Splitting Fist has a slight chance of catching ults, but has nothing else other than combo ending. And the move does less damage if you miss the first hit. I was going to put Crushed Rock in F tier, but I decided to put in D instead, mainly because of how hard it was to hit from far range, but if you get close to a player then use it, it makes hitting them a lot easier. And also you get to use this move a couple times, which makes up for the difficulty of landing it. It's just like Consecutive Punches, nothing really special or good about it. Ignition Burst is really good since it can knock enemies back and really easy to bait with. The Ignition Dash tech is really risky and the damage lowers based on how you hit them. It probably deserved B, but there are still better moves than it. Like the next move, Blitz Shots. It's a really good move to throw out since it can blast really fast and you can charge it up to bait counters. Charging it up fully will do almost 2 times the damage of the regular blasts and 100% ragdoll. The only bad thing is that it can be deflected and the blast curves. Jet Dive is really hard to land and will most likely be blocked half the time. It does have really good mobility though, and you can use it to avoid moves like Sonic's ult and Sky Snatcher. Thunder Kick goes into D tier since it's hard to hit and can be cancelled if hit during startup. When you hit the actual version though, it is good for isolating multiple enemies. Speed Blitz is really good for mobility and attacking. Its far dash range is good for running away if missed. It has iframes during dash and startup and can bypass counters. It can be hard to land though, especially for mobile players. Flamewave Cannon can actually be punished off of, unlike Speed Blitz. It's the same difficulty of hitting Speed Blitz, so you need to be very accurate. Incinerate isn't that bad, so it deserves B tier. I would say the chances of hitting it up close is a 50/50. It does damage based on how close you are to the player, so far range is bad. It gets iframes during the entire duration of the move, and a little bit after, making it hard to punish. Flash Strike has decent mobility, but also comes with end lag. It can be blocked, so if you're gonna throw it out there, make sure to bait it. Whirlwind is the first to go into F tier. It's basically just another downslam, easily punishable, no mobility, low damage 12%, and a 20-second cooldown. Scatter is pretty mid-move, so C tier. It can bypass block as long as the enemy doesn't have counter. If you're good enough, you can dash behind after blocked attack and combo. It is pretty good for isolating enemies and for mobility. Explosive Shuriken isn't that bad either. It can combo extend with M1 South, be used as another dodge, and just for little snipes overall. It's pretty small, making it hard to aim, but duration is very short for you to get punished by using the move or when deflected. The Shuriken is very small, but the actual OW is big, so you can also try to throw it somewhere next to your enemy. The Shuriken takes some time to explode, if not hit directly, giving the enemy time to escape the explosion. Twin Blade Rush is the first S tier. It is super hard to dodge, has iframes during the attack, good mobility, and does really good damage 40% for a move that is uncancelable once hit. Straight On has really good mobility and super hard to cancel. It can still be punished from its small OW, but most of the time you'll dash away before that happens. Carnage is pretty easy to aim with its big OW. It's equally as easy to dodge out of it, though, so you're gonna need to do some baiting. The explosions will curve throughout the attack though, so you need to be decently close, but also not too far. Anyways, fourfold Flash Strike goes into B tier because it's really quick and has iframes. It can be punished because it doesn't have iframes after the move ended. I think you can combo extend off of it, really easy to land. Home Run goes into C tier because it can block break and can be used on any status blocking, ragdoll, etc. It can be easily punished during the startup of the missed version and kinda wonky to move around during the smash down. No combo extending. Beat Down is really simple to block and counter. End lag makes easier to punish, can combo extend though. There's little situations where you can Grand Slam raw. It has decent OW, so if you use it raw it could potentially land. Good for combo extending when used with other moves. Foul Ball. I honestly probably would have made it higher looking back at the ranking now. It can combo extend with some moves. The end lag is very long if you missed, but the Rock's OW is also large. Savage Tornado is a tier since it has really good OW and mobility with iframes. Its only weaknesses is the startup where it can get cancelled, death counters, and being outran. Brutal Beatdown is just a better version of Savage Tornado. It has a longer startup that is easier to get punished. The move gives you the cycles of small OWbats until it makes a big OW where most of the damage goes. It's really hard to outrun, and the final smash also has a large OW to get a higher chance of hitting them. Its weaknesses are probably evasives and juking the move. Strength difference is D tier because of how easy it is to avoid it. It has a very small hitbox and doesn't go that far either. Can be easily punished, no death blow at least. Death blow is easily S+ since it is a death counter. You can't punish because of the OW after the slam if it misses. The only exceptions are some other moves that are able to counter it. Quick Slice doesn't have iframes, and the only good way to combo extend is if you end up right next to your enemy. It has increased end lag, block, making it easy to be punished, and gives knocked ragdoll players a chance to punish if they get up. If you want to land this raw, you're gonna need to do some baiting. Atmos Cleave has a really small hitbox and a mid startup, making it easy to be punished. Enemies can evasive really early into the move, and there isn't much to combo after the move. Pinpoint cut is slightly better than the first two at C tier. It's a lot like uppercut, but can be 100% punished with evasive, can combo extend on knocked enemies. At first, I was gonna put it in C tier, since it's also a counter, so it deserves to be in the same tier as the other counter. But one major difference between Praise Peril and split-second counter is iframes or armor. The user can't be hit during the animation, and gets a free set of M1 South after the counter, unlike Praise Peril. They also can be countered from any range. Sunset has a lot of mobility and decent out of catch-up to opponents. It cannot be blocked, so the enemy needs to run away. Does a lot of damage, 63%, but can be interrupted though. Solar Cleave has really good AoE and an instant attack that can't be blocked. It has decent mobility to catch up to people and armor during the move. Sunrise has a small AoE and can be blocked and countered, basically just an enhanced dash. Atomic Slash has a really long startup and a small range, so it requires evasive to be used. Crushing Pull can be hard to counter, and it is good for trying to isolate enemies really mid-move. Windstorm has small range, slow speed, low damage 8%, and can be easily countered by evasive or block. Stone Coffin can be blocked, and when the opponent rolls out, it can be pretty wonky. You need to be precise since it can be countered. It can be good for baiting counters or mobility, but it is also easy to be interrupted or dodged. Cosmic Strike has a massive AoE and gives stun until the enemy is hit unless they evasive. You also get to aim it after you use it. The only downside is you need to be decently close to an enemy for them to get stunned. Psychic Ricochet has small AoE and landing it can be pretty wonky. It is pretty hard to extend after it. Terrible Tornado doesn't even one-shot at 95% damage, and it can be both blocked and ragdolled cancelled out of. The startup can also be cancelled. And there's a giant star indicator to let you know when you're gonna get hit. Sky Snatcher is super hard to land because of its small hitbox and enough end leg to be punished. Probably deserves C tier since it's super hard to cancel. But is it short-ranged and hard to extend off of? Vanishing Kick has a super small hitbox, long end leg, and the second dropkick can be easily dashed out of, so you need to bait it. Whirlwind Drop can be good for when someone dashes at you, or for dodging attacks, but it is kinda useless. Head First can be used on any status, but hard to combo extend and short-ranged. Just a quick jab, nothing to it, that makes it special. Especially for an alt move. Pretty sure it's getting removed though. Twin Fangs has iframes, but really small hitbox, and it's slow. It does keep enemies stunned, though, so its damage is guaranteed. Earth Spliting Strike has a pretty small hitbox, and I'd say the chances of hitting it is 50/50. Everything else is alright. This is the final list to everyone who wanted to see it. Let me know what you guys think of it in the comments. Make sure to go check Death Skeleton's channel because I used his clips for the moves. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.